Hey over there, Joe Lunchbox.
Join Annie.
And today we've landed right here in New York City. Now, today we have something special for you. It's a little travel tip. One of the best views you could get of the Statue of Liberty. We're gonna go ride the Staten Island Ferry. Right next to it, there's a little carousel called the SeaGlass Carousel. We're gonna show you that too. And it's gonna be a fun day. We're gonna give you some tips not to fall for some cons along the way. Show you this great view besides just talking about it. And about that, you might be saying, Joe, but why are you standing? That doesn't look like the Staten Island Ferry behind you. It doesn't look like the station. No, we're actually in Grand Central Terminal. And I'll tell you why. You think of Grand Central, you think of trains. This train industry started because of Cornelius Vanderbilt. That's the reason we have Grand Central. And you think, before he made in the trains, he actually made the Staten Island Ferry. There was other people involved, but he's credited for the founding of Staten Island Ferry. And I feel it all ties together nicely. When I look at the Statue of Liberty, I think of immigrants coming to this country, looking for that American dream, trying to make it for themselves, for their families. And even though Cornelius Vanderbilt was born on Staten Island, you think about living that dream and starting from humble beginnings on Staten Island to owning the ferry to this building that we're standing in today. That, I feel, is the American dream. And we're going to go get a view of that Statue of Liberty. So I figured this was a good spot to start it.
Definitely.
And if you like stuff like this, because we're going on adventures, and we always are going on adventures, and you want to come along more often, you should make sure you subscribe to our channel. If you haven't yet, ring the bell below. Make sure to like this video, comment, all the good stuff. It's always appreciated. If it's your first time here, thank you for stopping by. And if you're coming back, we appreciate that even a lot too. Return clients, we like them. All right, but you ready to do this, Joy?
Let's do this.
Staten Island Ferry and the SeaGlass Carousel. Step right up. Let's go for this ride. Gotta head downtown to get to that ferry. We made our way to Battery Park, got out of the subway, and we're looking at a statue of John Ambrose, dedicated by the city of New York to John Wolfe Ambrose, for whom the Deep Sea Channel is named. You see that channel is right when you're entering the lower bay. We see Staten Island. Coming past the Rockaways, there's Sandy Hook in New Jersey. His vision, scientific knowledge, and indefatigable courage aided in making New York the greatest seaport of the world. SeaGlass Carousel's music playing, but it ain't open yet. You gotta stay around till the end to see inside the SeaGlass Carousel. So we're gonna take a look of the Statue of Liberty here in Battery Park, just so you can see with your own eyes how much cooler the views of the Statue of Liberty are from the Staten Island Ferry compared just coming to Southern Manhattan. It's a good view. Like, if you don't have time to take the ferry, don't miss out on seeing it. If you're a tourist, this is something to do. And if you're locals, I love being a tourist in New York City, even though I'm from New York City. It's a great city. I love seeing this stuff. Sometimes I feel New Yorkers take advantage of it just because it's there. They don't take it in, experience it. I like to enjoy my city. Standing at Battery Park, you get to see. To the right, Ellis Island as the boats passing by that. To the left, the Statue of Liberty. It's funny, a lot of people don't realize how small of a statue it is. I mean, it's one of the world's biggest statues, but they think it's a skyscraper size. It's tiny. You have to get close to really take a good view of it. A lot of people spend money and take some of like the little sightseeing tours of the boats around, and I don't understand why, because you have to pay money for that. The cool thing about the ferry is it's free. There's very few free attractions here in New York City.
It's definitely one of them.
That is one of them. The best view of the Statue of Liberty that you could get for $0. You literally get on the ferry, go over to Staten Island, then if you want, you could just head right back. Just get off the boat, get on another boat, and like, I don't know why not. You could take the subway right down here, then the ferry right there. It's perfect. Some people don't know something. I'm going to tell you a little unknown fact of New York City. A lot of people don't know when you go more downtown in New York City, the lights get brighter. I'm going to tell you a secret why. They're closer to the Battery. Get it, Battery Park? It was a joke. And now I'm explaining my joke, which is a joke within itself. There it is, the Staten Island Ferry. When me and Joe were kids, you could actually take your car on it. We never drove our cars because we weren't driving because we were kids. I remember my dad taking me on this in his car, and it would have been in 1992, the 500th anniversary of Christopher Columbus sailing the ocean blue, because they had a battleship on Staten Island. And he's like, you want to do something cooler? We'll take the Staten Island Ferry there. And that was my first time ever on the Staten Island Ferry, and I fell in love with it. As we were about to enter the Staten Island Ferry terminal. Now, I told you, there are some cons you have to watch out for. If you might be doing this, you might be heading in, and there'll be people that are gonna come up to you and go, yo, I'll sell you discounted tickets to take the ferry. The ferry's free. Don't give them money. It's a con. You go walk in. You don't need a reservation. You don't need a ticket. You just get into the ferry. Don't give random people your money. They don't work here. You're just giving them your money. Words to live by. Made our way into the terminal. Now all we're doing is waiting the ferries so we could board. Right now, they're running every half hour on the half hour or on the hour. So we're here at 9:37. We have to wait till 10 a.m. to get on that ferry. It's funny. We don't do the ferry that often. Occasionally, if we have someone coming from out of town, we'll do this to show them the view. And I always love the experience. We're going to show you around the ferry or on the boat itself. I always wonder, the people coming from Staten Island that do this every day of their life, come on the ferry, go back on the ferry. Do you get jaded? Like, do you?
It probably becomes like so mundane to them.
Yeah, and I mean, like, to me, this is one of the coolest ways to travel in New York City. I mean, I'm sure when it's really cold out, it's an inconvenience, stormy weather, but...
stormy weather.
But to me, it's awesome. The fact that you're literally on this big boat, able to walk around it while you're commuting to work, to me, it's cool. Found the Staten Island Ferry schedule to and from. The Staten Island Ferry departure times. We have the weekday and the weekend to and from the St. George terminal. We're in the Whitehall terminal right now. As you can see, during the weekdays, during rush hour, it's not only every half hour. During those peak times, some of the ferries actually run every 15 minutes. See the ferry coming in. I do think it's weird not having a ticket. People just literally line up at the doors just to walk on. But of course, people have to get off before we get on. It's crazy. The platform's lowering, lining up to the boat. See them opening the gates. I love seeing this one with the flag, knowing that that's a tour group that did the ferry. It's weird commuting to work and having to think of where the life jackets are put. Already a good view. The statue still looks a little small from here. Don't worry, we'll get closer. Back in the day, I was saying you could drive on the ferry on this lower level. You could sort of see the cars used to be parked in the middle, and that's why the lower level is split in half. See what I mean? You can't walk fully through because the cars would have been the center of the ferry. We boarded on the second floor. We walked down and showed you where the vehicle parking is. And now we're on the third floor. And the best thing about third floor is exit to promenade open deck. Now the ferry warns, if it's wet and cold, this could be slippery. But another good warning, don't hold your cameras over the edge. You could drop them into the water. Or your cell phones. Good view. We can see where we left from the Whitehall terminal. Right here is the Battery Park where we were standing before. Taking in the view of Lower Manhattan. It's crazy how much in the past 20 years Jersey got built up. Now I will say, when we enjoy filming these videos, we get all of our ideas, plan them out, but sometimes other factors play against us. Now, we want to show you the best view of the Statue of Liberty. That's the point of this. Tell you a little about the ferry, show you around the Staten Island Ferry. Sometimes the weather disagrees with our plan.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens. We're still going to show you one of the closest views. It's just being a little overcast.
It just might not be the best view today.
Yeah.
But it normally.
How about this? It's the best view, but not in the best viewing conditions. Yeah. That's what we got today. You get what you're...
dealt with.
Yeah, you play with the cards you dealt. And that's the cards were dealt today. Still going to be nice though. See, everyone has their cameras and cell phones. They know what the best views are. I left some of these little cruises that people spend money on to go see Statue of Liberty. You don't even land the Statue of Liberty before them. The ones that are landed the Statue of Liberty are run by the Parks Department, Federal Park Department. Some of these ferries literally just, you give them money, they take you out, you see the Statue of Liberty, and then you go back, instead of when you get on this ferry, which is free. Approaching the views of Ellis Island. I see it. I see it's coming up. There it is, Statue of Liberty. A lot better views than Battery Park. Enjoying that nice wind gust, Joy?
No, I'm enjoying the view.
Yep. Imagine being an immigrant coming to America, and after you pass Coney Island, this is the next thing you come and see. Statue of Liberty. As you keep making your way to Ellis Island. Joy, you saw the Statue of Liberty. Now what do you want to do?
Go outside.
Okay, we can go inside. Best thing is it's heated in here. You can see Joy's nose already going red. It's a little chilly out there. We're actually going up even higher to the hurricane deck. I've never been to the hurricane deck yet on the Staten Island Ferry. Staten Island Ferry is handicapped accessible, even has an elevator. Back outside. You know why a lot of people don't go to Staten Island?
Why?
Because they put our garbage in Staten Island, passing a lot of sanitation barges. Just a little windy. Joy, do you like your view from the hurricane deck, the top level?
I've seen enough.
Do you want to go back inside and get warm? Okay. And I personally get sometimes motion sickness on boats. Joy could vouch for that.
Yeah.
And this, I'm fine, which is amazing, because it doesn't rock me like a hurricane. I love how Joy just walks away when I say bad jokes. We figured we should go outside to the other side and show you another good view. The Statue of Liberty is what you come to say.
The ferry will be docking shortly. Thank you for riding the Staten Island Ferry.
As we're approaching Staten Island Ferry, to go out onto the other side and show you the view of the Verrazano Bridge. Taking you from Brooklyn, crossing the Verrazano to Staten Island. Making our way to Staten Island. And wait till you see what we do once we get to Staten Island. You might be saying, Staten Island? What now?
Waiting room to await the next ferry.
Pulling into the terminal.
Passengers must depart the ferry at this
It's crazy, it's a big boat. Imagine having to steer it in between all this.
must exit into the terminal and enter the waiting room to await the next ferry.
That's why I'm not a ferry boat operator. We do have to walk over those planks, but we actually have to go one lower down to get off the ferry. but they said don't go on the stairs while the ferry's docking, so we're waiting to be fully docked before we go downstairs to get off the ferry. Oh no, we're on Staten Island. Go, get back to the ferry, get back to the ferry. Back to the ferry. Get off of this island. A lot of people had the right idea. They literally got off the ferry and they're walking straight back onto the ferry. We got off, we got Staten Island, and we get right back on. Back to the ferry. That boat looks familiar. I wonder why. We did just get off it. We're going right back on it. Back on the same ferry we came out on. Sadly, I was saying things aren't as planned. They do have a snack bar, just it's been closed. I was hoping we got on a different ferry that had an open snack bar. I was so excited. I saw the sign, snack bar. No coffee for Joe. Snack bar, no. We came, we saw, we make our way back. Like I said, best view in the unbest conditions. Mr. Siegel, you're going back to Manhattan too? You done at Staten Island? Oh really? I feel like John Cena is the ferry boat operator today. Because you see that amazing view of New York City? You can't see it. Little wrestling humor there. I mean, at least it ain't hailing and raining as we're on this ferry. And we are passing another ferry, leaving Whitehall Station in Manhattan, heading to Staten Island as we're making our way back to Manhattan. I'm looking at the report. It's funny. It was supposed to be nice today. Overcast. Where we're at before 11 till 5 p.m. Then we get the sun out. The ferry's passing the wind. As the wind gusts, rocking the boat slightly. Hey, on the ferry, is your snack bar open? Turn view of the Statue of Liberty. Pulling into the station, get a great view also of the Brooklyn Bridge. I love all the scratches from the ferry boats bumping into the wood, and it looked like it bumped real hard over there. Finally got off the ferry, back here in Battery Park. I'm going to take you to the SeaGlass Carousel. You may be saying, SeaGlass Carousel, that sounds a little different. Well, it is different. It's a very modern carousel. There's no center pole. It's actually on 3 turntables and spins around. You might be curious. It has an aquatic theme. Is it just because we're close to the water? No. New York City's first aquarium, the first New York City aquarium, was right here in Battery Park back in the 1800s. And to honor that, since it's now in Brooklyn, they built this carousel to honor that original location of the New York City Aquarium. We get to ride on some fish. All different kinds of fish we can ride in. It definitely has a different feel than most carousels. We do have some that are handicapped accessible, that someone could roll the wheelchair into this, still have the same feel. And you can see the carousel definitely moves in an untraditional way. I love how they really go up high, nice. Spinning on the turntables, rotating around each other. Oh, there it goes, it's lighting up. This is a beautiful carousel. And Joy is the carousel queen. We're trying to hit all of them. I would say it's a bold move we're trying.
Definitely.
Lengthy accomplishment if we ever achieve it. And if you think you might get sick on those turntables, like I said, there are a few cars that aren't on the turntables. Don't go up and down, don't spin. And if you want what fish we're actually looking at, we have angelfish, shred-fin butterfly fish, redline butterfly fish, regal angelfish, coral blue discus, angelfish, blue ringed angelfish, orange spot wrasse, betas, clear and lionfish, Siamese fighting fish, and clown triggerfish, which is interesting because I always thought betas and Siamese fighting fish were the same. I like we actually get physical tickets. They're really pretty too. Joy's like, the ferry was cold. This is what I'm looking forward to.
I mean, it is kind of cold inside, but
not as cold as the ferry. You can see the grooves on the floor. You want to make sure you're inside those circles to go up and down. For Ella and all children of New York, love Go-Go and BB. Beta fish. We're on the beta fish. What are you on, Joy? Huh? Robinson. Ooh, you're on a Robinson? So you're like Robinson Crusoe going out to sea? And I don't get the name. They're just the SeaGlass Carousel. They're actually made out of plastic. You know, I do like the little colored dots in this one in front of us. Joy, you ready? You're gonna spin around and go up and down, and if the ferry didn't give me motion sickness, maybe this will. I hope not. I remember last time the movement is a little different than a carousel, and it did get to me a teeny bit, but nothing that made me feel sick. We're about to go. I got little grips. It's funny, they said hands and feet have to stay within a fish at all times, not the ride vehicle. I've never been told I have to keep my hands and feet inside a fish at all times before. Joy, you're turning blue. I feel like you're like Sleeping Beauty. Blue fish. No, pink fish. This really is a cool carousel. It's like a totally different kind of ride experience that I've never been on. It really feels like the fish are moving by themselves because you're looking at 3 separate turntables. It's not like a common pattern. They go in all different directions. And the colors, the sound, it's really beautiful. Is this what they mean when they say, when you're in New York, you're gonna swim with the fishes? I can see why they want you to keep your hands and feet in the vehicle all the time. I could reach out and touch that fish. I could pet Joy's tail, look at it glistening. Not going to, I'm following the rules. $6 a person. If you're near the ferry, going to the Statue of Liberty, any of those things, find yourself in Lower Manhattan, this is something amazing to come check out. So there you have it. We showed you the best views of the Statue of Liberty from the Staten Island Ferry in not the best conditions. We try, but at least you know.
Yeah.
If it's a sunny day, you're going to have amazing views. Yeah. And we got to share with you the SeaGlass Carousel down here in Battery Park, which is awesome. And that's all we have to share with you. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you so much if you watched all the way to the end, but it's not really the end. We are going to say bye. We are about to say Staten Island Ferry and SeaGlass Carousel. Been there, done that. We are about to say safe travels, good eats, and live life. But what? But there is a slide behind me that's calling my name. Good job, sweetie pie. Almost there. That's solid granite. That goes fast.